Good morning and welcome to Unity Harlem and Unity in Harlem. We're located at 318 West 139th Street in Harlem, New York. Today is Mother's Day. It's the honor day that we honor our mothers. Today's speaker today is going to be Reverend LeRoy Weathers. He will be speaking to us on divinity of feminine divinity today. We'd like to take a moment to just announce that we have a new pope. Yeah. Yeah, he's American Pope and the new Pope, and just give you some historic about him because they snuck him in under the radar. A lot of people don't know that he is a Creole, New Orleans. His grandmother is Haitian. A lot of people don't know that. They snuck him in, so we did get a black Pope. How about that? And he's from my hometown, New Orleans. So, he's American. So let's go for that. So let's talk about Mother's Day today. Let's talk a history about how what we honor our mothers. A lot of people don't know that on Mother's Day, if your mother is alive and vibrant, we wear pink. If to honor of our mother. If she's alive and vibrant, we wear red. If she had passed on, we wear a white carnation. I don't have my carnation white because my sister and brothers and I decide our mothers live in our heart. So white is not what we're wearing. We're wearing pink and red today. So our service today is going to be start off with Marie Poncé. She's going to sing us a song. Opening song is Yes, I Am. Then we got Bob, her husband, is going to lead us into the Unity of Harlem affirmation. Then we're going to preparation for that. We're going to do Ocean. And then we have Reverend LeRoy going to do meditation for us. And then he's going to go into our message today. And then we have our prayer, request, and offering. And then I will come back for the announcements. And I have some more exciting announcements to us because we have a lot of exciting things coming up for this month. Marie?
Yeah, we have so many luminaries in this house, don't we? Wow. Didn't you get a lesson to this morning with Kwesi Thomas? And not only that, but he's not only telling about his Cajun Louisiana background, but if you were here, you would smell New Orleans right in this house. That's cooking. It's cooking. You can still get here, you could get here and still have some of this. So come on. But we had, in honor of that, we have a new version of Yes, I Am that is in line with the theme. All right, let's go. We have a new arrangement. Yeah. Yes, I am here to love, serve, learn, live. All right, everybody, you can find in your program. You want to stand up, you can. You want to put your hands together? Come on, put your hands together. Yes, I am. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Here we go. Yeah. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to learn. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Let's do it again. Yes, I am here to love, serve. Yes, I am here to serve, learn. Yes, I am here to learn, live. Yes, I am here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. All right, chorus. And I know forevermore that love. Yes, I know forevermore that I am here to love. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to learn. Yes, I am here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. And I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I'm here to be the love of God. Love, I am. Love, I am. Yes, I am. Unconditional love. I am. Yes, I am the love of God. Love, I am. Yes, I am. Unconditional what? Love. Can you just feel what it might be like to just raise your palms and welcome the feeling of unconditional love received and given. Received and given. Mm. Wow. Oh, how amazing. When it all comes together, every piece, the smells in the air, the remembrances of our mothers and how wonderful they are to us. Forget whether they're on the planet or not, they are still wonderful to us, aren't they? You know, they were human. We didn't see them that way. Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. All right, so now let's move on to our affirmation.
Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." Unity affirmations speak to the power of our words, and particularly the power of I am. And so we say this affirmation every Sunday to affirm our divine nature. The words are on the screen, and I invite you to say them with me. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth for all.
And those words are just not just words. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth. Inner truth as I walk down the street. So as we prepare for our meditation, let's allow those words to just ring through our consciousness and our lives, not just for ourselves, but everyone around us. We can have the kind of faith that allows us to walk on water, even to know that I can keep my eyes above the waves. Let the ocean rise with me, not against me. You called me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours. You are mine. Your grace abounds in the deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surround me, you never fail, and you won't start now. I will. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours. You are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than the feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Ooh. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. There is only faith. There is only love. Let's just breathe that thought as we welcome a new version of our meditation, which has been put together by yours truly, Bob Poncé and Reverend LeRoy Weathers.
Closing your eyes, finding your comfortable seat, and welcome to this meditation. Begin by finding your breath gently in your body. Closing your eyes, finding your comfortable seat, and welcome to this meditation. Begin by finding your breath gently in your body. As a kind of vacation from the mind, releasing the complexity of your thoughts and just being with the simplicity of the breath. Feeling this breath in and this breath out. Tuning into yourself as a living, breathing being. Acknowledging that you have parents. You have an ancestral lineage. You have roots, and those roots are very important. And now imagine your mother and see your mother with your heart, not with the ego, not with the mind. See her with the heart. The heart will always reach out and include. See her as a person and as a person who has suffered. As a person who has been in pain. As a person who has had many ups and downs. Who has been challenged a lot. And say to her, may you be happy. Just the way you are. May you feel happiness in your heart. May you be peaceful. I wish you ease in every moment. I am forever grateful to you. I will speak to you and about you only with words of respect. Keeping your face relaxed. Keeping a gentle half smile on your lips. Say to her, There is space in my heart for you. Thank you for being as you are. There is space in my heart for you, just as you are. And with all your humbleness, with all your inner humility, with all your inner gentleness, say to her, I ask for your forgiveness for everything. I am only human. I ask for your forgiveness for everything. And say to her, I forgive you for everything. You are only human too. I forgive you for everything. And finally, say to your mother, I am grateful to you for everything. And yet, my path is not your path, and your path is not my path. We have different lives, different paths. I am grateful every day for all the ways you make my path possible. Setting the intention to be grateful to your mother, to have warmth and respect for your mother in your speech and your thoughts and your actions every day. And now put a hand on your heart and let's end with some self-compassion. Wishing for yourself, may I be happy and at ease. May I be kind and forgiving of myself. May I be supportive of myself always. May I find joy and peace in my heart always. Sending warmth to your own heart. And release your hand back down. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out through the mouth. And as you feel ready, opening your eyes, coming back.
Let me know when to go. I want to see my face.
Oh, okay.
Morning and happy Mother's Day. And welcome to Unity. Welcome to those that are here. And welcome to those that are seeing us virtually. And today is a day that certainly the weather itself is a reflection of the work that our mothers have done for us, certainly. So I want to greet you in several religious languages. Ashe, Assalamu alaikum, and Salam. And what's the Native American group? Wado.
Thank you, right?
Well, yes, that, okay. But again, we welcome you these different languages simply because unity is open to all folks. Oshio is Oshio in the Native American language. Oshio. We have folks from all different aspects. And thank you very much. But again, we welcome all those, all religions. You know, we're very spiritual, and certainly some of our principles align with your principles. Certainly. So to give you an idea about the talk today, we're going to talk about, at least I'm going to talk about the responsibilities of mothers, the biblical context, as well as the metaphysical perspective. So first, let's talk about the biblical context. Mothers who carries and gives birth to offspring and is responsible for their care and upbringing, with strong emphasis on her role in nurturing, protecting, teaching, and guiding her offspring towards a life of independence, faith, and virtue. As I read to you 1 Timothy chapter 10, 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 10, and is well known for good deeds, such as bringing up children, showing hospitality, washing the feet of the Lord's people, helping those in trouble, and devoting her life or devoting herself to all kinds of good deeds. So that basically is saying it's beyond, that sense of responsibility goes beyond just your children, mothers. They exhibit it when they interact with other people as well, in understanding that. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 28 to 29. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Now, you know, that brings light to my mother, for example. My mother, she was a clear advocate of education. You know, I mean, even if I passed the course and didn't pass the Regents, I'd have to take it over in summer school. You know, oh, you got to pass the Regents, so you go to Regents, so you can go to a SUNY school. You have to have a Regent to go to a SUNY school and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, I didn't go to a SUNY school, but that's okay. But she really advocated it. And when I read that part, many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. All two of my siblings, my brother and my sister, all graduated from college. And that was one of her goals. So she, to me, when I read that, it sent a message to me that you did well, Ma. You did well by us. You know, there's very few parents or mothers that could say that all my kids graduated from college. You know, so that in itself, it's an accomplishment. Well done. From a metaphysical perspective, a mother's responsibility extends beyond the physical realm, encompassing the nurturing and guidance of a child's spiritual and emotional growth. This includes instilling values, providing a safe and loving environment, and helping the child develop a strong moral compass. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 to 7. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road and when you lie down and when you get up. In this, we're talking about discuss with them God's will, which is love. Discuss with them how everyone is your brother and sister and how we're all one. Have those conversations so they'll know. As they get older, it will stay with them. Proverbs 22, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. So I refer to my mother, I was brought up a Catholic, and she made sure I went to catechism, went to church. So she instilled God in my heart at an early age. All of us. Isaiah 66, chapter 66, verse 13. As a mother comforts her child, so I comfort you. This verse kind of highlights the comfort and warmth a mother provides, mirroring God's own comforting love for his children. Now, I want to talk about mothers, how instinctively, when they have their offspring, instinctively they know how to nurture, they protect, and they teach, and they give you some type of guidance. Now, for me, that's Christ-like behavior. That's instilled in them. And I want to extend this honoring of Mother's Days not only to mothers, but to animals as well. When you see animals, I've had a dog, I had a shepherd, and female dogs, once they have their offspring, they clutch till they're puppies. I know there are other terms that they use, but they clutch to them. They protect them. They nurture them. They feed them until they get to a point where they're on their own. And they can go off on their own. It may be a challenge, but they can go off on their own. We see this. So what happens is when I look at that nurturing, protecting, and teaching and guidance, it's not only instilled in human female or mothers, but also animals. So I want to extend this celebration of Mother's Day not only to human mothers, but to animals as well. Take time out. Nature as well. Because when we look at things, we call this planet Mother Earth. Why is that? What happens in Genesis, I'm not really sure. When God speaks about bringing Adam out of dust, out of the earth, that kind of like related to the fact that it's a mother giving birth. So that's where the title Mother Earth came from. But I want to emphasize, it's very, very important that this is Christ-like behaviors that mothers have. Period. They don't have to think about it. They just do it. It's like an inborn behavior. It's like blinking your eye when somebody kind of puts their hand in front of you. It's automatic. It's automatic. You see? It's inborn. You don't have to think about it. You just do it. So I really want to emphasize that this is Christ-like behavior. This is the Christ in you that's reacting. What I want to do is to talk about the fifth commandment, which says, honor thy father and mother. Now, like the term commandment, you know. I would prefer a word like challenge. God challenges you to do these things, to follow God's words, put it into action. And you know, in the Bible there's a quote, you know, faith without works is useless. And certainly mothers demonstrate a lot of work in bringing up children because they have faith that that child will do well. Again, the fifth commandment or the fifth challenge says, honor thy father and thy mother. But the question of how to honor a parent, especially a parent with whom you've had disagreements or painful interactions, is no simple matter. How am I to honor someone that may have mistreated me in coming up? That's something that we'll talk about. We get into a situation, sometimes your mother's difficult and frustrating to talk to and or to get along with. How many people in here have been in that situation? Raise your hand. She continually criticizes your appearance, your choice of career, your romantic partner, how to raise your children, how you practice your religion, or how often you call or see each other. And there are many more we can add on to the list where there's discourse between you and your mother. Honoring your mother is difficult even if you are raised by extremely decent and caring parents. The very nature of mother-child relationship is filled with highly charged emotions. 18 years ago, one of the Talmud, that's Talmud, and it's a vast collection of Jewish laws and traditions, and the most respected rabbi, Simon ben Yahe, suggested that the most difficult of all the 613 commandments in the traditional Judaism is honoring thy father and thy mother. If we look at the original scroll in Exodus 20:12, honor your father and your mother so that you may live long in the land the Lord has given to you. Now, however, the first word in that particular verse is kabid. That's Chahbeid, which means heaviness, weightness, and difficult or burden. On the other hand, it means honor and give importance or weight to someone. Thus, honoring your mother may be a heavy burden, an opportunity to give weight or importance to a fruitful relationship. Clearly, the Bible doesn't pretend that honoring your mother is always light and easy. So many people feel weighed down and burdened by the idea of honoring their mother because they have unsolved resentments towards their mother. Now, what happens is, but it can be resolved. And it's up to you to make that happen. I kind of thought about ways that we can make that happen. And one way is decide whether to forgive or not. Even if your own resentments are justified, you still can choose to forgive these hurts in order to allow yourself to open up the possibilities of better feelings towards your mother. In the words of the 19th century philosopher Edward Chapin, never does the human soul appear so strong and noble as when it forgoes revenge and dares to forgive an injury. What can result in not forgiving your mother? Your relationship with God. God has said to honor your mother and father regardless. It doesn't say honor your mother and father, but except if this happens, it's point blank. To open your relationship with God. It can develop health issues both mentally and physically. Some of us hold on to things, negative thoughts about our mother, and that she may have been gone, and we're going through we're having medical challenges today. And it might stem from that negative feelings that you have towards your mother. It might just stem from that. Or anyone else. Let me share a story with you. When I was working, doing security work, there was this one person who I had a chance to speak to, and she had a chance to go testify about how she was healed. I mean, she was on her deathbed. She showed me pictures where they were giving her oxygen. I mean, it was lights out. And when she showed me those pictures, I couldn't believe that it was her because she looked well. She looked in tip-top shape. So during that time that I met her, my son was going through what he was going through in terms of his illness, in terms of pancreatic cancer. And one of the things that when she goes and testifies or shares her experience in other churches, the first thing that she said was that she had to forgive her husband in order for the healing to take place. First thing. She had a chance to talk to my son and share that with him. And the first thing she said to him rather, is forgive so the healing can take place. Sometimes that's difficult, but we're going to talk about that before I leave here. And it could have negative effect in having a negative attitude or towards your mother. It can bring about a negative effect on present and future relationships with family and friends. You know, sometimes we carry that over. We take things out on other folks that they ain't what did I do? So we carry it over. And sometimes it's ignited. You know, you ever have somebody tell you, oh, you make me mad. You can't make anybody anything. It must have been already in there. You just said something that triggered it. I have down here that as we go on, if folks can come up with other negative results with unforgiveness. Now I want to kind of let's talk about strategy that can begin the process of forgiveness. And I'm just going to give some suggestions. Sit down and write a letter or talk into a tape recorder and say exactly what you resent or dislike about the way your mother treated you. Now, I advise you not to send the tape or letter to your mother. Read it privately to a friend, counselor, minister, priest, or rabbi who can supports your pain. In other words, support it is really feeling it and understands it. You know, with unity, as when we give out the announcement, if you have any issues, you can always call Reverend Carol Hunt and talk about it. Create a list comparing the negative side and positive side of your mother. Now, and oftentimes when you're so focused on the negative that you don't see the positive, you put blinders on. Now, towards, as I, became an adult and older and, was a father, my mother and I had issues. It was very, very difficult for her to accept the fact that my son at that time was my girlfriend, whatever, but end up marrying her, but the fact that she was pregnant. So it was an issue, a real big issue, because my son's mother is Denise, and I was seeing her since 8th grade. Her and my mother got along great until she got pregnant in 12th grade. That was a whole nother story. It was a whole nother story. My mother had 9 brothers and sisters. So what happens, they had one over to see my son and to report to my mother whether he looks like me or not. So my mother-in-law at the time didn't realize that my mother had 9 brothers and sisters. All these people are coming over, looking in. A couple come back and say, oh no, he don't look like LeRoy. Yeah, I told you that. I told you, see? The other 6 come back. Oh yeah, he kind of looks like LeRoy. And she's like, oh, you blind anyway. You can't see. You don't know what's going on. So it was one of those things that created a division. Was a hiccup in our relationship. Then what I did is I listed the negative and I listed the positive things about my mother. And by the time the positive things outweighed the negative things like 5, 10 times over. What I am today is because of my mother. Whether it be athletics or academics, it's because of her. So oftentimes when you have an issue with your mother, if you create a list and take time and be open and put down the positive thing, and then you look at the negative thing, you say, oh, wow. It's a big difference. And it helps to dissipate the anger that you have and makes it easy to forgive. Try it out and see how it works. You create healthy and respectful limits. Boundaries and limits refer to how close you let your mother get to you emotionally and how well you protect yourself when she's too close and invasive. Limits and boundaries have tremendous amount to do with whether you feel constantly at war with your mother or whether you find the strength and clarity to connect with her. Boundaries that are strong enough and flexible enough in setting limits that protect you from getting walked over by your mother, and yet flexible enough so that you can enjoy your mother's good qualities and honor her and connect with her to whatever extent feels right. You don't want to set up boundaries that are too weak. Most adults never find an effective way of saying no to their mother and set healthy limits. Or sometimes we set boundaries that are too rigid and inflexible. This tends to create more issues. Now, I hope you're able to follow me as we're going along. What happens is effective comeback lines, and when you're having a discussion with your mother, all right, when your mother is stubborn or tends to complain or lash out in anger whenever you attempt to say no or set a limit, there are several comeback lines you can use. This comeback line is only for those who feel comfortable being assertive and have a mother strong enough to deal with a firm limit. This comeback line reads as such: stop. I don't appreciate being talked to this way. Let's start again. In some families, this line does the job beautifully. Your mother realizes that you're no longer a pushover and that she has pushed you too far. This line doesn't blame, explain, or argue. It doesn't call names or use provocative trigger words such as, you never listen, or you're always criticized, thus escalating the conflict. This next comeback line is a little gentler and warmer. Mom, I know you don't want to hurt me, but when you say blank, it hurts. So let's start again. It starts with a compassionate reminder that tells your mother you realize she has a good heart and doesn't mean to be hurtful or difficult. Then it points out what was hurtful and ends with a warm invitation. This next comeback line reminds your mother that you care about her, which usually lends to a much better conversation. Ma, I care about you, and I want you to do what works for you, for both of us. Let's talk about this calmly and come up with something we both feel good about. You are taking on the role of a gentle but firm facilitator who can reassure your mother that both of you will have a turn to speak. Both of your viewpoints will be taken seriously as you work together towards a solution you both feel good about. One of the major reasons for the fifth commandment, according to most theologians, is that the ultimate test of honoring your mother comes when she feels isolated, become ill, or rely increasingly on you for financial, emotional, and caregiving support. I want to take time out to thank you. I know I covered certain areas, but I really wanted to be real because some of us did not have or does not have a harmonious relationship with your mother. And it's your duty to create it. You know, it's your duty to create it. Even for myself, I did this with my father. I could tell you stories, but I started forgiving him after he made his transition, after I became a part of unity and I sank into unity. So I went to his grave. And this is what you do. I went to his grave, and my mother and him are buried together. And I wrote him a letter. And I apologized for times that we'd argue. I apologized for things he did for me that I didn't recognize. He put a roof over my head. I was in a area, a school district that was a good school district. You know, most of the folks that graduated in my class went to college. Excuse me. So I did those things and then I ripped it up and I let the wind take it. And I felt okay. I felt better. And as I had said to you earlier, in terms of writing a letter to your mother and then reading to somebody, when that's done, you rip it up and throw it away. You know, sometimes you may have to do it several times because you feel good, then that feeling comes back maybe a year later or 2 years later. Then you got to go through the same process, which is something I'm working on. But again, I want to honor the mothers, animals, aquatic, human, for being you. And with that, I say Ashe, Assalamu alaikum. And thank you for today for coming. And hopefully I've been able to help you get through what I'm getting through. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you become a better person. You a healthier person and a likable person as well. So with that, I'm going to say again, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy the day. The day definitely reflects what mothers are all about. Right? Thank you so much and have a blessed, blessed day. Okay. Before I go, I want to read the daily word. And today's daily word is mother's love. The tenderness of mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth. Love is a life giving force, a tremendous power that binds all people in God. It is through this love we are all members of one family. A mother and all those who selfishly share motherly love and give warmth and depth to the free flowing love of God. There is something so pure, so warm and comforting about a mother's love. This is the love that encourages me when I doubt myself, that accepts me when the world feels cold, and that celebrates my success and helps me to shine. No matter how mother's love comes in my life, I recognize and give thanks for its divine source. As the motherly love I have felt throughout my life has blessed me, I pray those who have loved me so tenderly and fiercely know that the love of God as they have shared it so generously. Many women have done excellent, but you surpassed them all. Proverbs 31, verse 39. I just want to say this as well. I looked in the dictionary and they had in there earth mothers. Now, we may not be mothers, but we could be earth mothers. An earth mother is a woman who takes care of other people and has qualities that are associated with being a mother. Now, what happens is there are a lot of earth mothers or enough earth mothers that are teachers that has an impact on, I know teachers have had impacts on me. Uh, I found that female teachers tend to be more sensitive uh, in situations. Uh, if in fact you are a stepmother, any kind of thing, and let me read this, that you have the qualities that are associated with a mother, with rearing and guiding a person. Teachers do that. Nurses do that in terms of taking care. So with all that being said, that it just confirms that it truly takes a village to raise a child. And with that, I'm gonna say again, happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm getting ahead of myself. So now, oh, okay. Now we want prayer requests. Okay. And also At this point in time, if you have anybody in mind that you need to pray for, just do that. Okay? And we'll take a silence. Be silent for a moment. Okay. We're going to move right into tithing. We have the affirmation put up there. I will say it, and I will invite you to say it with me after I say it the first time. Love offering. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. And I invite you to say that with me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. I think we have a minister's moment, right? So at this point in time, if anybody wants to have anything to say or share about their mother, you can do that now, and I'll say something. Or if not, that's okay too.
I appreciate the guidance you gave us about mothers and everything, and the dialogue. However, I wasn't your mother. That won't.
Oh yeah, well my mom's man, I mean, I came up, I grew up I grew up on Long Island, that's where mom's in a minute. That's why I was glad with grandma. Grandma, I'd run right to grandma. Yeah. Ain't no getting around it, man. My mother, go out there and get a branch. You don't get no small branch because I'll go out there and get an oak tree. Now go on out there and get a branch. She didn't know the bigger the branch, the better. And I'm, and then you try to figure out how you can get out of it, while she's whipping you, I won't do it again. No, you won't do that again. So that didn't work, you know. Yes. Yeah, I know. That's all part of it. But I used to run to my grandmother, Grandma Rose, you shouldn't be doing that. But there'd be times when grandma wasn't there, she'd be there, and I'm getting ready to run to her, and she's gone because she knows that I deserve this whooping right here. And she's gone, you know. But yeah, I mean, my mother was everything. I'm I'm everything I am today on the positive note. I done did some stuff. It's because of my mother. Simply because of my mother.
Well, the only time that way worked with my mother was a moment when I just simply uh, paraphrased what she had just said to me.
Oh, okay.
And I said, if you feel that way, then how do you feel about me?
I hear you.
And that was the first time there was silence.
Right.
But it was, I learned a lot from dealing with my with my island mother as well in terms of discipline in my communication with other people.
And that's important. That's very, very important. A lot of our youth they're losing that respect. And for many different reasons. I mean, when we were younger, the only information we got from us were our parents. You know, um, and in some cases, anything that we, in terms of sex and things like that, I had to learn out. Outside. Parents didn't want to talk about it. You know. Um, but I was able to talk to my grandmother about stuff that I wasn't able to talk to my mother about. You know. Um, but yeah, my mother, she had iron fist. You know, if her and my father get in an argument and whatnot, it looked like it get a little tense. Mom go to the, utility drawer, pull stuff out, start look like, feeling knives or all this other. That never got to that point, but she let Pops know, hey, slow down, before you act stupid, that kind of stuff. Because I got something for you, Pop. So she gets in that thing, Pops, oh, okay, Rose, we could talk about it, But they were together for about almost 60 years, almost 60 years. Anybody else? Now, one other thing, and you spoke about it, the Pope. God, I'm telling you, God works in mysterious ways, you know. Um, and all what's going on in the world today, particularly in America, and all over, not just particularly, all over, in terms of how we get this Pope that's God sent, that I think that's going to make a difference and have an impact on what's going on. I really do. It's God's work, So, those that, and God works again in mysterious ways, So I think it's a good thing with the Pope. I truly do. Um, in terms of his background, in terms of his morals, the importance that everybody is treated equal, you know. He's trying to do what us unity folks are trying to do, us truth students. We're trying to create a heaven on earth. And that's what he's trying to do. So we're on the same team. Um, so if anybody else has any input about the Pope, I think it's a good thing. I really, really do. And I think that he's going to really get involved, in terms of what's happening. Because, religions kind of stay away from politics, but you can't help but to get involved now. You really can't. Malcolm had that issue with the Honorable Elijah. He just had to break. No, I can't. I got to get involved politically in order to help the community. Churches have to, particularly now. But I go on and on and on. I think I've spoken enough, but I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really, really good thing. And I didn't know all this other stuff that you were talking about, that he got, some was, he's got some blood in him that one, what that means, that one drop, that one little drop, what that means, you know what I mean? Yeah, bottom line, this one brother was telling me, he was kicking, and this is the last thing I really will say. He was saying, if you want to see an African, go to Africa. If you want to see a European, go to Europe. If you want to see an Asian, go to Asia. But if you want to see everybody at once, just look in the mirror, brother, and you'll see that. So I just want to end on that note. Again, happy Mother's Day. I love everybody, and come to unity. Come to unity. Let us be a part of whatever religion that you go to as well. Peace. I'm out. Thank you. Peace out.
We thank Reverend LeRoy for a wonderful message today and leading us into the right direction on our Mother's Day celebration. And we're going to go right into our Unity in Harlem announcement and community. Unity in Harlem conducts meditation at Pillars every Thursday at noon. You can link in with us at 212-222-3470. Unity of Harlem offers meditation at Morehouse every Thursday at 3 p.m. if you missed the 12 o'clock. We do every month. You can reach into this or see us in live. Unity Harlem has a Zoom connection. Our Zoom connection phone number is 698-428-2725 by phone, 299-205-6099. The passcode is 777-777. The 7 sevens in a row. Easy for you to remember. Junior Harlem, join us every Tuesday for our study group. Our study group is Edmund Fox, study on Sermon on the Mount, the guide to success in living. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. Fridays, we have a Unity Harlem Circle every Friday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Release and let go in the comfort of us praying. If anyone wants to speak for a personal matter with the minister, please feel free to call 646-481-1844 to talk to a personal matter. Next Sunday, we will be speaking about each one and everyone. Our very own senior minister, Reverend Carol, will be back, and then she'll be back again the following Sunday to talk about living in memorials. And in June, we were doing Let the Darkness Beyond Us. And we do have next month, don't forget it's Father's Day month, and we will be having a special Father's Day and Father's Day fundraiser. It was not only a breakfast, but we have just changed the title. Now it is a banquet. It's getting big, people. So you have to be a part of this event. And we were talking about, we're going from the Sidney Poitier movie to Sir with Love. So we want everyone, we want everyone to join us. The tickets are only $40. We have our sponsors this year will be um, coming from the Men of Zion will be our sponsors to be helping us out. And we have our catering company will be sponsoring with us is Moment in Times. So it's big. It's big. We're going to be, so we're expecting 100 people at this event. And honorable, we will be honoring the minister of Grace Church, Reverend Pierce, who will be our minister. We have 4 speakers this year. We're going to talk about of someone who the transitional father, the non-traditional father. We're talking about how we're growing to have a father in our lives. So it's big. We're gonna be there. So if you miss it, sorry, you have to come back next year. And LeRoy's gonna give us his famous blueberry pancakes again this year. So we make it happen. So we're gonna make it happen this year. I just threw that on him. He didn't know he was doing it. But if I put you on the spot, you have to be here. So next we're gonna have Marie to come up and sing us a song. And the song gonna be entitled my favorite, my favorite, Our Thoughts of Prayers. When you're always thinking, it's in your thoughts. Come with us.
All right. Yeah. So our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. That's what we're going to be singing. So it's right in your program. And let's sing. Breathe and think about the thoughts that you're thinking. Our thoughts are prayers. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Pray. Yes. Our thoughts are prayers. The tools that we create with our thoughts, our prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Are you thinking? Are you praying in those thoughts that you would like to have? All right. Okay, so now I think it's time for what is it time for? It's time for the prayer of protection. Let's do that. Reverend LeRoy Weathers, why don't you come on up here? Do that.
Okay. We're going to begin with the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. Wherever the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all you, well, you know that's right. And you know that's right. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is to sing the song of peace, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Start to rock.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with thee. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as freedom, and we all are we. For each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Begin with me.
We're a little off, but you guys get the message.
It's all right. You know what? I prefer loud and wrong any day from quiet and perfect. Okay, because God says that He abides in the praises of His people, and you know what? We have different sounds and different ways, and we need to do it all the way, in your own way. If you don't, you're cheating God. And we don't want to do that, do we? Oh, say it.
Let's raise so Ann Jackson is with us today. Oh,
Hey. All right. Oh, and we got some good Cajun food back there. It is smelling so good. And you know, we have that in common. I lived in Louisiana in Baton Rouge for a while when I was a kid. So going back home, mom's here. All right, y'all. Come on. Next week you can be here this week, next week. Come on. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you, Bijan, for thank you also, Bijan, for saying these wonderful giving us some support from TV land out there, Streamland. Thank you. Hi, sweetheart. All right. Take care.